Dear friends, hello and welcome to my speech. Today, I am particularly thankful to you for giving me this opportunity to speak before you about what I want to say. Today, the topic of my speech must also be of great concern and anxious to all of you here. That is, the global impact and harmful of environmental pollution. In recent years, the topic of environmental pollution has been the focus of people's discussion. As everyone has seen, prevention is not well prepared for the negative effects of high industrial development. Environmental pollution is one of the three major global crises. It's making the earth that we live on becomes worse and worse. Global warming makes people more alert to environmental problems. Let's discuss carefully the impact of environmental pollution on our lives and how we should do to make a such harm coefficient to minimize it. How many policies are in place to prevent further environmental degradation? First of all, I will introduce to you the harm of environmental pollution on Earth. It mainly includes the following three parts. First, ozone layer in the atmosphere has been. So in this question, the ozone layer is mentioned. So what is the ozone layer? According to the survey data, the ozone layer is located in the stratosphere of the atmosphere. It is the highest level of ozone concentration in the stratosphere. The largest part of which is located at the height of 20 kilometers to 25 kilometers. It has many functions, including absorbing ultraviolet radiation, warming the atmosphere, disinfect, and so on. It can protect lives on Earth from the effects of ultraviolet radiation. Through the above characteristics, I found that the ozone layer is a crucial part of the Earth. If the ozone layer was destroyed, the consequences can be imagined. If the ozone layer is destroyed, ultraviolet radiation will reach the ground and cause harm to our bodies. This leads to an imbalance in the ecosystem. Secondly, desertification. As the name implies, it's due to lack of rain, vegetation destruction, erosion of water, and other reasons. So that we used to be full of flowers and trees. The vibrant land becomes more and more barren, and becomes less and less suitable for human habitation. So, we also have to understand that if desertification becomes more and more serious, then there will be less vegetation on the earth. So, and there will be less space for us to live. Therefore, in my opinion. The most effective way to prevent this situation is to formulate some laws and institutions concerning land desertification, including preventing people from cutting down trees and reducing excessive economic activities. Third, in recent years, environmental pollution has attracted the attention and research of meteorologists, that is, global warming. This situation is caused by the continuous accumulation of the greenhouse effect, resulting in the imbalance of energy absorption and emission of the Earth's air system, and the continuous accumulation of energy in the Earth's air system, which leads to temperature rise and global warming. The fundamental reason is the huge amount of carbon dioxide released by automobile exhaust, oil factories, and burning coal. Carbon dioxide produces a large number of greenhouse gases, leading to the rise of global temperature. Its presence has caused glaciers to melt and sea levels to rise, causing devastating damage to many marine life, especially the Arctic. So, I am sure that many of you have heard or read a lot about global warming, and you must have a bad feeling about it. In fact, with the globalization of world politics and economy, an indisputable fact is that environmental pollution is also globalizing. It is well known that rubbish from some countries, often developed ones, is smuggled across the seas to be burned in the other, often developing countries. Even more alarming, particles of toxic material in the air about some industrial cities can be carried thousands of miles away by the wind and cause new environmental pollution. Some countries recklessly discharge nuclear wastewater into the sea, regardless of the feelings of neighboring countries, which is a bad situation for the entire marine ecosystem and even decimated marine life. In a classic example, experts have found that hazardous substances from industrial areas in Asia take the long journey across the Pacific before landing on the island of Hawaii. Standing on top of Hawaii's Mauna Loa volcano, more than 4,100 meters above sea level. One would expect the air to be perfectly clean most of the time, except for the occasional acrid gas that erupts from its crater. In fact, weather and environmental monitoring stations often detect toxic levels of arsenic, zinc, copper, and other elements at the volcano's summit. Through this professional detection, we can intuitively feel the power of harmful substances in the exhaust gas is relatively large. Once inhaled into the lungs, the consequences can be imagined. From what I have said before, I believe that you are fully aware of the harm of environmental pollution to us and the whole biosphere. And you may now want to know whether there is an effective method or policy to stop the Earth's environment from becoming worse. If you observe carefully, you will find that many of the things that human beings have done that they think are not wrong often lead to the further spread of environmental and climate pollution. In other words, the source of environmental pollution is still the environmental might not be as bad as it is now. If people didn't cut down trees, burn coal, release toxic gases and other things that are good for the environment. This is what we call nature punishing us. Therefore, I would like to take the opportunity of this speech to appeal to all of you. 1. Reduce the number of times you drive every day and try to use public transportation. 2. It is forbidden to cut down trees. Do not throw away cigarette butts or other garbage. As far as possible, to reduce the emissions of coal, let carbon dioxide reduce some. 4. To remind each other, mutual supervision. If you see someone as deliberately damaging the environment, such as burning mountains, cutting trees, emissions of substandard waste gas and sewage, should immediately stop him from continuing. Finally, please remember this sentence. Protecting the environment is everyone's responsibility. Every one of us is a strong supporter of protecting the environment. We should always remind ourselves to pay attention to personal and surrounding environmental hygiene, so as to create a good environment for our life, to protect our beautiful Earth's home, to make their own contribution. That's all of my speech. Thank you very much for your listening.